Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video plans on addressing who and what exactly Yuji is and what sort of relationship he has to the King of Curses. I've placed timestamps for those that are only interested in theories. Let's begin. Yuji Itadori is introduced as a cheerful young man who is liked by all. He excels in physical activities such as sports, which can be seen as all the sports clubs in his high school are trying to scout him. His strengths can also be seen as his shot put currently exceeds the world record. His base speed also shocks the likes of Megami as he sprints off to a point where Megami can't even catch him. Other feats that Yuji has shown to accomplish is to be able to jump 4 stories, which is equivalent to 3 Tesla cars, when he first encountered curses. These 3 feats highlighted were all accomplished when he had no cursed energy manipulation, which shows Yuji's capabilities before becoming a sorcerer. With the addition of cursed energy manipulation, he has only excelled in outperforming his previous feats. An example of this is his speed, showcased as he was able to run incredibly fast even while holding Nobara, and his overwhelming strength to hurdle cars and large blocks at enemies. His birth has always been shrouded in mystery from the beginning of the manga. On his grandfather's deathbed, he attempted to tell Yuji who his parents were, and presumably where they have been all of his life. Yuji, stubbornly, most likely due to feeling estranged by not having any parents compared to his peers, led to him not wanting to know anything about them. Despite that, we were able to learn, as well as Yuji, who his parents were later on in the manga. In a flashback, after the second time Yuji had been killed, he was shown his father, Jin Itadori, as well as his mother, who we later learn is Kaori. The only twist is that his mother was no one other than Kenjaku. We were aware that Yuji had little to no contact with his parents, so we can assume that he was raised solely by his grandfather, Wasuke. His troubled background led to him being somewhat of a delinquent in his middle school days, referred to as the White Tiger. Family and blood relations in Jujutsu Kaisen are of the utmost importance. This can be witnessed as the 3 major families, Gojo, Kamo, and Zenin clans, all have a firm grip on the Jujutsu Kaisen world. We can also see that having blood relations to the Great 3 Vengeful Spirits can lead to immense power, whether that's through cursed technique or cursed energy, with Yuta as an example. This is no different with Yuji. Despite displaying neither cursed energy or cursed techniques, he was born with superhuman strength and speed. We are aware that his mother, Kaori, had a cursed technique, anti-gravity, which was later stated by Kenjaku, but his father as well as his grandfather has not been clarified. Yuji's ties to not only Kenjaku and his ability to behave as a cage to Sukuna, as well as many theories of Yuji, Wasuke, and Sukuna having a resemblance, begs the question, who is Yuji Itadori? Upon making my most recent video regarding who I believe Kenjaku is, I think I've come to understand what exactly has led up to Yuji's birth. His character is intrinsically tied to Sukuna and Kenjaku, in what seems to be fate. Let's start at the beginning, with the interaction between Sukuna and Kenjaku, where Sukuna allowed Kenjaku to form a binding vow with him to separate his power into 20 parts, with the hope of being resurrected one day. Over a millennia later, Sukuna was reborn, placing himself once again at the top of the food chain. Although Sukuna's goals are also a mystery, he has been taunted again and again by the same lines uttered by Yorozu, the solitude of strength and the loneliness it brings to be the strongest. Sukuna's rebirth is a catalyst of change, with Yuji also being the center of the storm. As such, I have 2 theories of who Yuji is, and how this links to the original binding vow the 2 of them made over 1,000 years ago. The 2 theories are linked to one another, but one is more in depth than the other. The first theory is that Yuji is a direct descendant of Ryum and Sukuna. In chapter 19, Sukuna explains to Yuji the way that binding vows work, with them being a mutual agreement between 2 parties, effectively a subjective equivalent exchange. Throughout the ages, Kenjaku has always been known as a mad scientist, with the agenda of pushing human evolution to the max. In Sukuna's attempt to find someone strong enough to make him feel whole, Sukuna made a deal with Kenjaku to be revived at a point where he could fight a very strong sorcerer, such as Gojo or Yuji, but in exchange, Sukuna had to give something for Kenjaku to form an offspring, hence the Itadori bloodline, forming a mutual agreement. This would explain why Sukuna said that Yuji is from that time. Theory 2 expands on this, where Kenjaku used Kaori's body to give birth to Yuji. Kenjaku may have formed an additional vow to the one stated before to carry on the bloodline until Sukuna couldn't be revived. This would explain his involvement in Yuji's birth, taking over Kaori's body, as Jin would not have a child with anyone else. As Sukuna has access to Yuji's memories, this is why he said that Kenjaku does the grossest thing. While in Kaori's body, Kenny may have used Sukuna's last finger to empower Yuji's ability to act as a vessel, hence why Sukuna is unable to sense his last finger, even while fighting Gojo, despite believing that he's the one who has it. These theories are on the basis of extensive planning and watching by Kenjaku, suggesting one of these two theories become reality. That would explain a lot as to why Yuji is able to outperform normal humans, but also achieve the levels of the likes of Gojo and Sukuna in such a short time. Thank you for watching this video. I would like to know what you think the origin story of Yuji Itadori is, and how it will pan out as the story unfolds. Click here to see what I believe will happen to Kenjaku and his backup plan. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.